Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that sells trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Patek Philippe 24-hour display travel time in rose gold with a blue dial, reference 5224R-001. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar travel times. Then I'll tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start. This watch was created in 2023, the end. I'm just kidding. It was created in 2023, and that's the first time that this version has been created. And I believe, I'm pretty sure, I'm right about this, is that there will be many more configurations of the 24-hour display, because this is the only 24-hour display complication that Patek makes. And I'll explain that a little bit when I go through the video. They don't currently make any other 24-hour display. And so likely they'll do it in different colors, materials, white gold, maybe yellow gold, steel, with different dial configurations, maybe do different accents. Who knows what they'll do in the future. But this is the start of it, and this is their very first one. It started 2023, and even as of 2026, which is the making of this video, they still don't have another version. So I suspect that this 24-hour display will be around for quite some time. And it's really unique, and I'll go through those uniquenesses in a little bit. Okay, so that's a little bit of the history. Now, where it stands in the lineup, well, it doesn't stand anywhere because there is no lineup. This is the only one, all right? Now, before I get into the specifics about it, I'm going to tell you sort of how I think this fits into the broad category of the complications. Now, Patek breaks down their watches into several different categories. They make the grand complication, which is a perpetual calendar at the very minimum, and then some other complication. That's called grand. Keyword is grand. This is part of the complications. It doesn't have the word grand. So it is not a perpetual calendar. It does have a complication, hence the word complication, unlike the other collections such as Calatrava, which do not have any complication, that hence the word no complication, and Nautilus and Cubitus and Aquanaut, etc. Those are a different class. So this is part of the complications. All the complications are circular, and they have, as the name implies, some kind of complication. Okay, now with that said, how does this one stack up in the lineup of other similar complications? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. They call it a travel time. What makes a travel time? It basically means that there is more, it can tell more than one time zone. So for example, if you're in USA and you want to tell the time zone in Asia or Europe, you have a second time zone here. There's a couple of watches that have this functionality, and they're all listed under the travel time. They have the 5326, which is an annual calendar travel time. That does it. They also have the original, I guess you could say, which is the Calatrava Pilot travel time, which has these funky knobs on the opposite side of the crown. They did that. That's kind of cool. They also do a Pilot travel time flyback chrono in blue and green, and that was also having a chronograph and a travel time. It's a pretty unique looking watch as well, a unique complication. It wasn't enough for them to just do a chronograph. They had to add a travel time to that. Of course, only Patek can do. So there's a couple travel times, and this is one of them. Okay, so but this one adds another twist to it in that the time is displayed in 24-hour time as opposed to 12-hour time, making it the only one that has that. Okay. And so that in terms of function, it falls under that category of travel time, all those other ones I listed, which, by the way, you can buy them all at jazztime.com if you want. And then it mixes the case, because the case is the part that holds the movement and the dial and such. It has this tiered, stepped lug configuration on the lugs, or the case. And only one other watch has that, which is the weekly calendar. And so it's a mix. They're taking the weekly calendar case and the travel time functionality, merging it into one watch and created as the 24-hour time. So that's kind of where it stands in the lineup, all right? And I can also say this watch being 42 millimeters, it stands as one of the largest complications. They don't make that many ones that are over 40. I can think of the 5326, the regulator, the weekly calendar, I guess the 5905. I'd say over 40 millimeters, not 40 millimeters, over 40 millimeters. This one that you see in front of you, and the other travel times. I guess that's kind of a lot, actually, now that I think about it. And actually, even now, the world time flyback chrono. Okay, that's not a small amount, but still, all right, still, it's on the larger side. There's not any over 42. So this one, if you want a 42, it's this one or the 5905, and that's it. And yeah, okay, so let's start talking about the watch, starting with the case. All right, now the case, as I said, has this very cool stepped lugs. What do I mean by stepped lugs? The lugs are the things that connect to the bracelet and the head of the watch, and they have a tier to them, like a step. Now, some other grand complications even have more than one step, and I actually take it back when I say no other complication has stepped lugs. I just thought about this. The manual wine chronograph 5172 has stepped lugs, but those are actually 3 steps. This is 2 steps, okay? And actually, so this case looks more like the weekly calendar. The weekly calendar, I think, is also around 40 millimeters or so. It's made of steel, at least as of now. I'm sure they'll make other variations of it. But this one is 2 tiers. So you have, and what is the significance of it? Nothing. It just looks cool. And that's why it looks, that's why Patek does it. Not everything has to have a function. Some things can just be because they're beauty. I mean, that's why we wear watches, right? Okay, so the case itself, let's get into some item specifics, okay? The diameter is 42 millimeters. That's from my thumb to my index, 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, or in this case, 4 o'clock to 16 o'clock. And it's gonna be the largest complication. This one and the 5905 are the only, oh yeah, I forgot the Pilot 5524 is also 42 millimeters. I think actually the Pilot travel time is also 42 millimeters. Yeah, so all the Pilot, actually now I come to think of it, all the Pilot travel times are 42. I guess it makes sense, right? Because you're gonna read this watch at night, or at least when it's dark. You might be jet lagged or traveling or whatever, so you need to be able to read it at night. Okay, anyways, so larger, the easier to read, but it's 42 millimeters. The thickness here is also, look at how thin it is. I should say thinness, actually. It's under 10 millimeters, 9.85 millimeters to be exact, which is not very thick at all, considering that it has 2 time zones. It's pretty nice. 10 millimeters is a good thickness. Now, also an important measure to look at is the lug to lug, because that's going to determine how it sits on your wrist. Not so much the diameter, but the lug to lug. That means from where you see my hand at the top, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, where the bracelet connects, the longest distance, not including a diagonal, across the watch from the 12 to 6, from lug to lug. The bottom of the lug to the top of the lug. That is 51 millimeters, 50.9 to be exact, but let's call it 51 millimeters. And if you think about that, that's on the larger side. Most watches are going to be between, I would say, 46 and 50. This one's at 51 because it is 42 millimeter diameter. It's on the bigger side. Yeah, not too big, still not like AP big. It still can definitely be worn as a dress watch. It's still a nice size. Okay, so that is that part. And the lug width, the distance across the lug, since it is a 42, it's going to have to be 16 millimeters, which is, 21 millimeter lug width, all right? But it still tapers down, to 16 millimeters, 16 at the buckle, all right? So that's not uncommon with Patek. The 5905 does the same thing. It's 42 millimeters and therefore it has a 21 millimeter lug width, and it tapers down to 16 millimeters when it gets to the buckle, which is not unheard of. They're actually almost always like that. 16 millimeters is a common size at the buckle. Okay, With that said, that's just a little bit about the case, and it's all in rose gold, right? And it has the bezel, of course, attached to it in the same rose gold. It's domed or flat. You don't see any kind of embellishments to the bezel. It's quite thin, not too thin, right? They can make it like AP thin, which is, you know, it looks like the glass is going to the edge, but they don't. They save a little space. I think that's for aesthetics, just to have some space on the bezel here, so that, and I think it looks nice. I like the way that they've done that. I'm glad they didn't do any embellishments on the bezel. All right, let's look at the dial here, because there's a bit to unpack, not so much, right? So this the dial itself is going to be 24 hours. Now, what does that mean? It means at 12, that is going to be 12 noon. Normally at 00, well, actually, I guess it would be. You start at, let's say at noon, okay, 12. And then 1 o'clock would this be between 12 and 14. That would be 13 o'clock. 14 would be 2 p.m. 3 would be 15 would be 3 p.m. and so on and so forth. So during the daytime, almost always, you would be reading this watch from on the right-hand side mostly. So 12 to, you know, midnight, or let's say 8 a.m. That's probably when you wake up, you know, something like that, when you first look at your watch. So everything on the right half of this watch is where you'll be reading, 8 a.m. until approximately midnight or something around there. That's when you'll see it. That's when you'll be able to read the time. And of course, you know, on the left side, where normally 6, 7, 8, 9 would be, that's when you would be sleeping. So you probably won't be reading much there. Now, you see these hands here, you might be wondering which hands are which. Okay, the ones with the full luminescent, that's the time in wherever you are at the moment. So let's say you're in USA, this is the time where I am. And then the hand behind it, kind of like a ghost hand, that hand is the hand that tells you the time in the place that you are not at. So if, let's say you're in USA and you want to know the time in Asia, then that's what it would be. Now, on the reverse of that, let's say you're from USA and you go to Asia, then you would set the luminescent hand on Asia time, and then the skeletonized hand with no luminescent on USA time. And that would be therefore part of the travel time, right? You would be traveling with this watch. You would keep the time of USA, your home country, with the skeletonized hand, and then just adjust the travel time as you go. And here's the neat thing. Let me show you this. This is how you adjust the time. You notice there's no pushers on here. And why is that? Because Patek so wisely decided to do away with the pushers, because people are losing the stinking pushers. And it's also kind of a lame thing to have to travel with the pusher to change the time, right? So you pull the crown out. In the middle setting, you can actually change the local time, or the time that wherever you are, the hand with the luminescent, and it moves in hour increments, right? So that is pretty cool, I would say. If you pull it out to the third click, you can change the skeletonized hand in the back, which represents the place that you are not, okay? I think that's pretty cool. Backward and forward. There is no date on this watch. I guess that's a little bit, to be honest, it's kind of unfortunate. I wish there was a date, but there isn't. And instead, you have this, I would say, decorative small seconds at the 6 o'clock position. Normally, you would actually have a running second hand in the center, but maybe there's too many hands connected at the center. So they decided, okay, we're going to make a small seconds, or maybe it was just aesthetics. But either way, it looks pretty cool. It's small seconds there, so there you have it. Okay, let's look at the strap here. The strap is just a standard blue nubuck, you know, with white stitching, probably to match the numerals, and it has a rose gold prong buckle at 16 millimeters, 21 millimeter lug width. Your standard strap. It matches the dial. And I forgot to mention the dial. It's blue, as you obviously see. The applied hour markers are a rose gold, and then the center of them have luminescent coatings. And the hands are actually what they call gold syringe hands. They look like a syringe, a fat body with a little point at the end. Yeah. Okay, and then, like as I said, they actually call the skeletonized hand the home hand, and they call the luminescent hand the local time. Okay, doesn't really matter how you call it. Call it whatever you want. Okay, let's move on here to the movement. Now, what is cool about it? Well, first of all, you see that there is no rotor. Oh wait, there is actually a rotor. It is small. It is a mini rotor. And why is that cool? Well, first of all, it's made of platinum. It's off-centered, which when you make a small mini rotor like this, micro rotor, okay, you could call it micro, mini, basically small rotor, it doesn't block the view of this beautiful, beautiful movement. And why would that be important? Well, if you have this big honking rotor, then you no longer can view the movement. So here you can see the beautiful bridges, the screws, the beautiful finish, the balance wheel, so on and so forth. It has 240 parts, which I'm actually going to say is not actually a lot of parts. It is a movement 31-260PS FUS 24H. Okay, 240 parts, to be honest, that is probably at the lowest end of it. And it has, amazingly, however, 44 joules. I don't know why it's so high joules, so few parts. It has 48-hour power reserve, and so yeah. I forgot to mention one other thing is that this watch is considered a Calatrava. What defines a Calatrava is that it has minimal stuff on the casing, it's very thin in profile, and it's your classic dress watch. So they're combining Calatrava aesthetics, simplicity with complications, and the result is this $67,000 retail watch, which, by the way, you can buy it at Jazz Time in the 40s. So let's get to my next point, which is, what do I think about this? I think a lot about the Patek because it's actually my favorite brand. And why is that? Well, I like watches that can be worn daily, should be worn daily, but aren't too in your face, and that are special, something that is different. And Patek likes to do that. They certainly accomplished it in this one, or in this in the travel time, in that it's the only watch that I can think of that is 24-hour time. Can you think of another one? Okay, I'm sure you can, but from a major brand. I mean, Patek is doing such cool complications, making watches that nobody else makes, and doing things that are totally innovative. So, and they do so at a price which is actually not that bad if you buy it at the great market price, because this watch, you'd be paying $67,000 plus tax in the 70s, and we're going to sell you the same watch in the 40s. At the moment, as of 2026, it's selling for like $45,000, and that's a great price. You get a huge $25,000 savings from retail, and they give you zero discount at the Patek store. But you can buy it here at a discount at jazztime.com, and I just think it makes imminent sense. And you get a cool watch with amazing profile, beauty, and uniqueness, and at a great price. So look, if you want to buy this watch at the lowest price online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jazz Time, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.